to talk to you about small words. And when I say small, I mean common. I mean, we all use them. They're the most common words, and why maybe that's the best way to get your message across. This idea is part of a language called upgoer. And in upgoer, a cloud can't be a cloud because that's not one of the 1,000 most common words. So it's a rain-holding sky thing. Or maybe you all are going to think of a better description. This is a rocket, but rocket isn't an upgoer, so it's an upgoer. The cartoonist Randall Munroe, who does XKCD, any fans of XKCD? He wrote Lots of Fire Comes Out Here. He labeled the parts of a Saturn V rocket using only upgoer. And another scientist, Theo Sanderson, invented this lovely gizmo that you can all use to practice writing in upgoer. And you might wonder, this is sort of gimmicky, and why do I care about this? I think it makes you focus your ideas a lot better to have to put them through this tiny, narrow little funnel that is the most common 1,000 words. It's a kind of exercise that you do. And a bunch of scientists that I know at UW, this is Yasmin Hussein, say hello, and she studies the sperm and egg of sea urchins and the microscopic signals that the cells are sending to each other. And she entered a contest to talk about her science and upgoer, and she walked around the campus being pissed and angry because she couldn't think of a way to translate her science. So she had to go from chemotaxis, and then she went to chemical, and then she went to signal, and then she went to message, and she ended up with talk, which is what I'm doing right now. A really simple word. So that was her aha moment, and I want us all to just say aha. The most complicated big things are best explained using ordinary words. Back to the contest. This was her entry, part of her entry. I study tiny things that are man and woman parts. Some man parts are better at listening. She won the contest. You guys all know that, right? And I just want to make this one point because she's a scientist. She's asking herself the question, do the parts that signal better reproduce better? It's an important question for the science. So, better at listening, better at making babies. This is a giant sloth. He or she lived at SeaTac Airport thousands of years ago. Don't worry. There's a climate scientist at the UW. He's studying old mammals, but he couldn't use the word mammal. So he wrote, if we understand old hair-having animals, we might be able to know stuff about the hair-having animals of today. I'm happy to be a hair-having animal. I just love that phrase. So go forth, all of you, and play upgoer. If you make a mistake, which is the only way you're ever going to learn anything, right? It'll say, uh-oh, you have used a non-permitted word. Now, what do you call a cloud, okay? Go home, study, practice. I think this kind of brain stretching is really a fabulous way when you begin to communicate to figure out what the most important part is of what you want to tell other people. So I think of this as a kind of calisthenics that you can all do before you start talking. And I recommend that you play with upgoer tonight, tomorrow morning, over the weekend, and you can post things to the hashtag upgoer5 on Twitter, and I'll see them. And Theo says about 180,000 people have used his text editor. There's more hints about science writing at my blog, and I want to thank Amelia Apfel, the Burke Museum, and Yasmin.